makes me think that those odds are pretty accurate and you could easily get over 2, maybe 3, 4, or 5 huge pets per day just from farming the muscle race using the AFK strategy that I went over. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Pet Sim 99 video. Today I'm going to go over the new gym simulator update. I'll go over everything they added, everything you need to know about the update. I'll also be going over the 2 best strategies to play this event, whether you're AFKing and you want to earn tons of rewards, or whether you're trying to get a really good score inside the mini game to get on the leaderboard and hopefully get yourself that free to play Titanic. But before I get into that, if you enjoy this video or find it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget that once we reach 45,000 subscribers, I'll be hosting a massive 50+ rainbow huge pet giveaway on Pet Sim 99, as well as 10 assigned huge pets. With that being said, I do give away at least 10 rainbow huge pets every single video, so if you want a chance to win one of those, all of the giveaway information will be in the description. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Okay, so before we get into absolutely everything they added in the game, the first thing I want to talk about is obviously the new exclusive egg. We got a super coral egg. Looks pretty cool, but because I'm now a partner, I do get 200 eggs every single update. Would be 500 if I was verified by Roblox, so please Roblox verify me. But we got 200 free super coral eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and open all of these coral eggs, see if I can get a few huges, maybe a Titanic, and maybe even that gargantuan, because one of the new partners already got the gargantuan, which is kind of insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and open these, and then we'll go into the rest of the video. Hopefully I get lucky. Here we go. Let's go ahead and start opening like a few at a time. Wow, no huge pet here, just a ton of exclusives. Let's open another 20. I don't see any special eggs again. Okay, kind of unlucky. That's like 50 eggs down the drain, but let's keep going. Okay, we got 1 egg and it looks like a huge pet, maybe a shiny or a rainbow. Just a regular huge. Okay, not bad. That's 200 eggs with only 1 huge pet from all those eggs. That was incredibly unlucky. Yeah, I got really unlucky right there. That's unfortunate. Okay, when we get more new eggs, I'll go ahead and open those as well, but let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is in this update. So basically, in this update, we have a new gym simulator world. Go ahead and enter the portal here or click the gym simulator button and you'll enter the new world where there are a few new things. So basically, you'll start in the first area where you have to complete some gate quests by rebirthing. Once you reach the last area, you'll reach max rebirth, which I think is only 20, so it's not too hard to do. Basically, you just use your strength, the first slot here, and build up strength either using auto strength or manually building it. And once you get a certain amount of strength, you can rebirth. Once you rebirth 5 times, you can buy the next gate and go to the next area, and you literally do that the same thing over and over again until you reach the last area. And in each area, you should also be buying some of these eggs because obviously these are going to give you more strength and give you more coins. Now, as you rebirth, you're going to unlock new abilities, the critical and the stamina, which are both going to be pretty useful in the race and just overall to help gain coins. So once you go ahead and make it to the last area here, you'll notice a few things. First off, we have a new leaderboard over here. Now, this one, once again, has a Titanic for the first 2,000 people. So you might have a pretty good chance of getting yourself a Titanic because of the nature of the goal, which is basically to get the most amount of strength in 1 round in the muscle race, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, it's not a combined value. It's literally just for 1 round. So it's honestly pretty easy to get on the leaderboard as long as you have a good pet, which is literally the only thing you need. And the absolute best thing about this, in my opinion, is that the best pet from the final egg is only obtainable from maxing out the egg upgrade first, obviously, and then opening the egg. I think it's called a dragon or something, but it's untradeable. So once you hatch it, you cannot trade it to alt accounts. You cannot trade it around. So literally just spend some time hatching the egg. And once you get that pet, if you get a rainbow version, you'll probably have a guaranteed leaderboard spot. But even if you get a normal one, you should have a pretty good chance at being on leaderboard by the end of the week. And because it's not tradable, people can't alt farm and just trade it to a bunch of alt accounts to get the Titanic. They actually have to individually hatch it on each account, which is a lot more difficult, but a lot better for people who are playing on one account and actually really want to get on the leaderboard. So that is pretty cool. All right, and that leads me into the upgrades. Let's talk about these quickly. There's only 3 upgrades, and honestly, the dumbbells that you use to actually spend and upgrade the stuff is not that hard to get either. You can easily get thousands just from AFKing the race. So I would just obviously recommend upgrading your final egg first and then do your critical and endurance. As you'll see when I'm talking about the race, it seems to be mostly more luck than skill based. So upgrade your final egg and immediately start hatching as many pets as you can to hopefully get the dumbbell dragon, which is going to be the best stat pet, and hopefully secure yourself a leaderboard position for a free Titanic. Okay, so when it comes to the gym race, it is a little confusing, so I'll try to explain exactly how it works. So it seems to be mostly luck-based. However, there is a bit of skill when it comes to how fast you can do it. So when you do a race, you're basically trying to get the health down to 0. I'm not sure if this is a health for like the boss up there or something, but once the health reaches 0, you find out whether or not you won or you will randomly die. If you die, all of your points for the rewards up top here will get reset, but if you win, you'll randomly get points for the rewards up top. Or obviously, the more points you have for each individual item, the less likely you are to get another point for that item. However, as you'll see, these still are not that hard to get. But basically, think of this as a reskinned basketball event. It's completely luck-based whether or not you fail the shot or not, or whether or not you fail this muscle race or not. The only thing this bar here is for is to represent how many points you're getting. Just like in the basketball event, it's to represent how many laps you're getting. This does not contribute to whether or not you'll win the race or not, or whether or not you'll fail the shot or not in the basketball event. All it is there to show is what kind of strength you are ending off with once you're done the race. So basically, the strength on the bar right here is what contributes towards your leaderboard position, as well as the clan battle. Just like in the basketball event, you would be going for the farthest possible throw. In this event, you want to end off a race with the most possible strength. So it's just kind of similar in the fact that it only takes one round or one throw, and you're just trying to get the highest possible strength or longest possible throw if you want to think about it in the basketball event terms. So just to show you that the strength score actually does not matter at all, let's go ahead and only do stamina, and then we're just going to wait until the health goes down to 0, and we'll see if we fail or not. As you can see, we did not fail and we still got points for each reward. However, you may have noticed it was also extremely slow. So there is no skill when it comes to whether or not you're actually going to win or lose, but there is a bit of skill and strategy when it comes to how fast you can complete the race. Now, there are two different things you can do for the gym race. If you're going for rewards, you're going to want to do something completely different than someone who is trying to get a run to put them on the leaderboard or give them a good score for their clan. So basically, if you're going for rewards, you want the health bar to go down as fast as possible so that the round ends as fast as possible, meaning you want to optimize your gym settings so that you go through the rounds as fast as possible. Now, I did some testing and the stamina here does about 2 or 3 damage every single hit. So if I do it there, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 1 damage. The critical does about 3 to 4 damage every hit. So 4 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. And then the strength does about 5 damage per hit. So let's go ahead and hit 5 damage, 5 damage, 5 damage, 5 damage. So obviously you want to go ahead and use what is going to get the bar down as fast as possible if you're trying to go for a ton of rewards. Now, I also went ahead and tested out using some criticals beforehand and then using the strength to see if it affects the strength damage, but honestly, it doesn't really. So that means when you're AFKing and not manually playing, trying to get a really, really good score for leaderboard or for your clan, all you're going to want to do is max out your strength to 100% and then lower your critical and stamina down to 0%, because that is going to clear the health bar as fast as possible and give yourself a better chance of getting more points per hour, which means more rewards per hour. Now, obviously, if you're going for a really good score for leaderboard and for the clan, you're going to want to focus on trying to even out your critical and your stamina before the health bar gets to 0. And then you want to spend probably about half of the health bar farming up strength as well, just to hopefully get yourself a ton of strength, because critical and stamina are important when it comes to getting the strength for the leaderboard and the clan battle. That's really only for 1 or 2 runs. Once you get a good pet, just do 1 or 2 runs. You should get a pretty good score. And these scores don't really vary that much because there's not anything like dunks or trick shots that are a really low percentage that you need to get all at the same time. The only thing there is critical hits, which are honestly not that hard to get. Now, there are a few things you're going to want to do before you actually go ahead and try to get a really good strength run. So we'll talk about that stuff, and then I'll show you how you can, in practice, actually go ahead and get a run with some pretty good strength and hopefully get you on the leaderboard. So for the most part, while you're playing this event, go ahead and max out your strength to 100%, lower the critical and stamina down to 0. That's going to give you the best chance of getting rewards. But if you are going to go for a leaderboard spot or a clan spot, you really want to even out your critical and your stamina first, and then give yourself some time to build up a good amount of strength before the round ends and the strength resets. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what you can actually do before entering this race and while you're trying to grind coins to increase the amount of strength you have and increase the score you're getting inside the race. I always love to talk about enchants and boosts first. Let's go ahead and talk about those. Unfortunately, once again, we have an event where basically none of the enchants work. The only ones that are going to be helpful are ones that are going to help you hatch these stat pets. So go ahead and use like 2 lucky 10s, maybe empower them if you want. And then if you want, you could go ahead and use a rainbow book and a super shiny hunter book just to give yourself a better chance of getting a rainbow and shiny version of the dragon once you have the egg maxed out. But basically, the only enchants that are going to help you in this event are ones that are going to help you hatch the stat pet or just hatch overall. Nothing like strength enchants or anything are going to help you increase your strength or increase your coins or anything like that. And then when it comes to boosts, believe it or not, we have no pay to win boosts this week, so you can't even get any event boosts. And then obviously, once again, all the boosts don't work. None of the boosts are going to help you except for ones that are going to help you hatch. So go ahead and use some lucky egg potions and some cocktails for the egg luck. Besides that, nothing else is going to be useful for this event. All right, so let's talk about the most important and literally only thing you can do to actually help yourself in this event, which is once again going to be pets. This is very, very similar to the basketball update. So if you're familiar with how the pets worked in that update, it's basically the same. So once again, stat pets are king. Go ahead and get yourself stat pets. Those are going to be the most important thing to do. The better the stat pets you have, the more strength you're going to do. And when you actually try to go for a really good race run to hopefully get on a leaderboard or give yourself some clan points, you are going to need a really good stat pet to get some good strength. So you can go ahead and trade up for everything up to the corgi, and then there is one more stat pet called the dragon, which you cannot trade up for. Obviously, once you max out the egg and hatch that's going to be by far the best stat pet to get, and that's going to probably give yourself a pretty good chance at leaderboard position. But the stat pet isn't the only thing that you need to worry about. Odds are, if you have a really good stat pet like a rainbow shiny or a rainbow, or you get at least one dragon, you're not going to have a full team of dragons. So what do you fill up the rest of your team with? Well, once again, non-gym huge pets are going to do actually slightly less than your best stat pet in your inventory. So I only have one gym corgi right now. If I had 15, I would probably be using a full team of gym corgis instead of anything else. But since I only have one, I need to fill up my team with a bunch of huge pets. But if we go ahead and use a gym corgi here, I get around 279,000 strength every hit. If I use a non-event huge pet, it doesn't matter if it's rainbow shiny or golden, because variants of huge pets don't even matter in this event. So if I use a rainbow huge pet here, I get 209,000 strength per hit and less coins. And then if I go ahead and instead use a huge gym shark, I get 279k again. And if I go ahead and use a huge gym corgi, 279. And then if I use a golden huge gym shark, 279. So I would definitely recommend that once you have your really good stat pet, fill up the rest of your team with gym huge pets. And you do not need variants, because the variants do not give you any more strength or any more coins. So go ahead and fill up the rest of your team with some gym huge pets. I need to get myself some more gym huge pets. And then if you really do not have any gym huge pets, definitely fill it up with some regular huge pets. But once again, you don't need to go for variants. You can literally just use normal huge pets, because the variants do not matter. But your best possible team is going to consist of probably a rainbow shiny stat pet, hopefully a dragon at some point, and then a bunch of gym huge pets. And that's going to give you the best strength possible in this event and the best possible chance at getting on leaderboard. But keep in mind that is literally only if you're trying to go for leaderboard or clan points. When it comes to farming rewards in this event, as long as you're doing the strategy I showed you earlier by using a full strength of 100%, by AFKing with literally no gym pets on right now, I destroy the bar just as fast as I would with now my full gym team on, and I still get the same stuff. So yeah, the pets are really only important if you're going for a leaderboard position or trying to help out your clan. But when you're going for rewards, pets don't even matter. The only thing that matters is that you are AFKing with strength to 100%, which is still kind of insane and incredibly free to play friendly. Okay, so just to show you guys how you can actually get a really good score in practice, I went ahead and got a pretty decent team. I have a normal gym corgi and then a bunch of huge pets. And then I also went ahead and maxed out my gym upgrades. And basically, when you're trying to get a really good score, auto gym settings is not your best friend. I would recommend you manually grind up your stamina to around 100%. It does not take long to do. And then your critical up to 30%, because this is the max for both of them. And then spend the rest of your time building up your strength and hopefully get some good crits to increase your strength here. So let's see what we can get before the health bar is all the way down. Okay, not bad. 5.9. It's a new record. Don't think it's on leaderboard. Yeah, not even close. Obviously, I only have a normal corgi, not a rainbow shiny or anything like that. And I don't even have a dragon, which is significantly stronger. So I could get a much better round once I get a better team. But that is basically the strategy to get a really good score in the race. And then I would recommend anytime you're not going for a good score, just AFK using the AFK strategy I showed earlier. Now, with that being said, I went ahead and AFK'd for an hour, and I already got myself a golden huge pet. So I think this huge pet is going to be incredibly easy to farm, but let's go ahead and quantify just how many you can expect to get. So far, there's already 2.7 thousand of these gym sharks in existence, which is quite a lot for a new huge pet already. So I'm going to go ahead and use all the tips and tricks I showed you in this video to farm on a couple accounts for around probably 1 or 2 hours to see how many rewards and huge pets I am able to get, and to show you just how OP this event really is for getting rewards for free to play players, because this is all free to play. Now, before I do that, I do just want to quickly check my mailbox. If you want to donate to me using the mailbox, my username is loopedmuffin_RBX. Now that I'm a partner, please do not send me huge pets or any pets to sign. I'll send them right back to you guys. As soon as I start signing pets from the mailbox, my mailbox will be full of people just asking for signs every time I check it. So I only sign pets when you see me in game, and I only shout out anything over 5 million diamonds in wrap or any exclusive pets. Thank you, It's Ice Mod, for the 5 million diamonds. Thank you, Meme Fox ROBLOX, for the 2 huge stingrays, 1 huge Jolly Dino, 1 huge Shadow Dominus, 1 huge Baby Kitten, and 1 huge Strawberry Corgi. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mr. Chicken Plays for the huge Totem Wolf. Thank you, Motox, for the huge Basket Bunny. Thank you, Big Boss, for the Yin Yang Dragon. Thank you, Cash Legendary, for the XP Charms. Thank you, 8910 Shiva, for the huge Ninja Dalmatian. Thank you, Let Me Play, for the huge Oro Fox. Thank you, It's Ice Mod, for the huge Pixel Otter. Thank you, Captain, for the huge Orca. Thank you, James, for the 23 million diamonds. Thank you, Swimmo, for the huge Basketball Corgi. And thank you, XX Johnny, for the huge Happy Rock. It is very possible, Johnny. And thank you to everyone else who sent me mail. I had to send back a lot of mail because you guys were asking for signatures. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing that over the mail just because my mail is going to be filled with people asking for signatures every time I open it. But thank you all so much. All right, I got all my accounts set up, got them in the last area, went ahead and did the strategy for AFKing. So we have the strike maxed out to 100%. Then I'm going to just use the auto AFK and we'll see how many rewards we can get. If you want to know how I'm running multiple accounts on one PC after they did the whole fix with the Roblox account manager and everything, go ahead and check out my tutorial video. This is the way that I've found is probably the best right now, especially for an event like this. All you literally need to do is turn on auto, and then you can use the built-in macro that it has to literally just AFK and not disconnect. I can make a more detailed video if you guys want, but let's go ahead and AFK for at least probably 1, maybe 2 hours, and we'll see what we're able to get just from AFKing this event without using anything paid to win at all. All right, we're pretty much an hour in. Let's go ahead and trade everything over that we got so far, and we'll see what we managed to get from just an hour of farming this event on 6 accounts completely free to play. Now I'm going to go ahead and box up all of my gifts just so that they don't get mixed up with the ones that I get from my accounts that were AFKing. All right, let's go ahead and trade everything over one by one. All right, so we went ahead and farmed for an hour on 6 accounts. We did manage to get 1 normal huge gym shark, and then we also got 95 gym gifts. So that's about 400 million diamonds in items right there just from 1 hour on 6 accounts, which is about 60 million per account per hour, which would be about 1.6 billion diamonds per day. But obviously the value of everything is going to be dropping. However, 1 huge pet for 6 accounts in 1 hour is equal to, on average, 1 huge pet per account per 6 hours, which is around 4 huge pets per day, which is still not even that bad. And I know that was a small sample size. I'll definitely be doing some more testing out later. But the fact that I already got a golden one on my main account after barely farming, and then I got 1 in 1 hour on 6 accounts, makes me think that those odds are pretty accurate, and you could easily get over 2, maybe 3, 4, or 5 huge pets per day just from farming the muscle race using the AFK strategy that I went over. So yeah, although I think this event is kind of half-baked and it came with a lot of bugs, I think it is a lot better for grinders than the last update. So you can definitely go ahead and grind this event for some profit. So overall, what should you be doing? I think, in my opinion, you should probably be farming the AFK race, grinding up coins, and then when your final egg is completely maxed out, which is not too hard to do, go ahead and open up this egg and try to get the dragon. Once you get a golden rainbow or maybe even shiny dragon, that should secure you a spot on the leaderboard, giving yourself an easy Titanic or at least a guaranteed huge no matter what. So with that all being said, that's all the tips and tricks I have for this update. That is everything they added in this update, and that is everything you need to know about this update. So if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget that once we reach 45,000 subscribers, we'll be hosting a massive 50+ rainbow huge pet giveaway on Pet Sim 99. But with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck grinding. Congratulations to this user for being the first person to comment on my last Pet Sim 99 video. You've won yourself a free rainbow huge pet. I do this kind of giveaways every single video. So if you want a chance to be the first commenter and win yourself a free rainbow huge pet, make sure to turn on post notifications to be notified when I upload. It's time to roll the winners of the giveaway from my last Pet Sim 99 video. Since this video basically reached the first like goal of 500 likes, I'll be adding an extra 10 rainbow huge pets to the giveaway for a total of 60 rainbow huge pets, including 10 signed rainbow huge pets. As always, the usernames of the winners will be shown on screen at the end of the time lapse. All right, so I gave out the 50 normal huge pets, and now we still do have the 10 signed rainbow huge pets in my inventory here that I'm going to go ahead and give away now. Congratulations to all of the 60 winners.